Welcome to City Files, an in-depth look into your Metro Council districts. Louisville is home to a 300-acre property just bursting with history. Councilman Bob Henderson will show us around Riverside, the Farnsley-Moremen Landing, and then give us the scoop on events at Sun Valley Community Center. Councilman Miller has gathered a team to bring you the details on all the big projects in the 19th District. But first, let's see what's happening in the 3rd District.
Hi, I'm Mary Woolridge, Councilwoman for Metro Council District 3 in Shively. I will be talking to you today about some events and activities that are taking place in Metro Council District 3. I would also like to say to my Shively constituency out there, you have two representatives. You have the representative on your Shively City Council as well as a council person on the Metro Council here. I'd like to tell you about an exciting project, a development that's taken place in Metro Council District 3, and it's for a long-awaited grocery store. The grocery store construction will create approximately 200 construction jobs. More than 30 more jobs will be added when the store is open in February 2012. First Choice Market is a full-service grocery store and is located at 3030 Wilson Avenue. It will serve an estimated 35,000 citizens in Park Duval and surrounding neighborhoods. First Choice will be the first phase of a retail center called Wilson's Crossing and will feature a wide selection of fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, poultry, a butcher on staff for special cuts. There will also be a deli and a bakery to complement the extensive line of grocery items. First Choice Market plans to offer senior home delivery. Now up the street, not far from here on Wilson Avenue, we're going to visit Algonquin Park. Algonquin Park, as we know, is one of the city's jewels. The improvements to Algonquin Park includes a large multi-use playing field area for Little League and for children of all ages to have fun. The restrooms have been renovated. The tennis courts have been renovated and are brand new. We have a new playground and tot lot in the park. And what I am most excited about is the walking path. We encourage seniors to come on out and walk because there are benches intermediately along the walking path, so if you get tired, you can always sit and rest and start walking again. We have a new pavilion. We had a wonderful time on that pavilion this summer. If you're interested in using this pavilion, there is a cost associated with it, and you have to reserve this pavilion. And the number to call to reserve the pavilion is 456-8100. That is Metro Parks. District 3 has a program administered through Metropolitan Housing Resource Center, 2810 Dumanel. The programs there are Emergency Home Repair Program, and it's up to $2,000 per household. Security lights, or some folk now call them dusty dawn lights, that are provided. Exterior paint is provided. You need to phone the Metropolitan Housing Resource Center at 778-6664 for guidelines to qualify for these 3 programs. I'd like to thank you today for joining me. You've learned more about Metro Council District 3. For additional information, phone my office. You can speak with me or my legislative assistant, Sharon Brown, at 574-1103. Please visit my website at www.louisvilleky.gov for the district map and all upcoming events.
The 14th District is home to a 19th century farm that sits next to the Ohio River. Let's visit Riverside, the Farnsley-Moremen Landing, with Councilman Bob Henderson.
We want to give you some insight about what's going on in South Louisville at the Farnsley, Riverside, the Farnsley-Moremen properties. I have with me today the site director, Patty Lynn. And if she would, Patty, I would like you to be able to tell people what our vision is. What are we doing? How's this thing changing out here?
We're standing in front of the centerpiece of the property. This is the Farnsley-Moremen house. It dates to 1837, and people can come here and tour the house and take advantage of our special events and programs throughout the year.
One of the things that I was particularly wanted to bring out and for you to be able to tell the people about the chapel. We moved the chapel. That's very exciting because that's something I've been very interested in all my life. So what are we doing there?
We've got 300 acres here, and we recently, a few years ago, moved a chapel building that has a connection to the Moremen family of the Farnsley-Moremen house to the site, and now we are launching a whole project to integrate that into the whole site so people can enjoy the beautiful views here and walk around the property, learn more about the history of the chapel and the other historic home there, and it will probably be used primarily for rentals, but other community events on the other side of the site.
True, they can ride a bicycle from downtown all the way out to here?
That's the other exciting thing. We're on the Louisville Loop. Currently, you can come from downtown Louisville on a bicycle here. It's about a 25-mile trip, one way. But there are all sorts of places that you can get on the loop in between and go a shorter distance, but you can park here very easily and head downtown and come back. This spring of 2012, another 2.5-mile section will be built of the Louisville Loop, so that'll be 27.5 miles of what will ultimately be a 100-mile loop all around the city of Louisville.
We got a lot of volunteers that has come forward to help us with this, especially the Metro Council. State Representative Charlie Miller has really worked hard to help us as well. And so we're going to conclude this and move on to Sun Valley, where we got another project we'd like to tell you about. We're now at Sun Valley. This is a place that kind of been special. Since we started, we've spent $490,000 of taxpayers' money here, from the sewers to completely renovated the building. Dana, tell us what goes on here. We got a bunch of people behind us.
This is our Pinochle Club that plays here every Friday. They also have senior lunches here, so anyone 60 and over is able to come here and eat lunch Monday through Friday. And along with that, we have all kinds of activities for them to do.
What about kids?
We have kids activities also on Fridays. We have Toddler Time, which is an interactive play group with the parent and the child. They do an arts and craft. Sometimes we have special guests like the Forest.
What about the tax service? Do you have a tax service here?
We do. We have the Vita Tax Service. It'll be starting in January. We're looking for volunteers, greeters, and tax preparers. Also, people who make $49,000 or less a year are able to get their taxes done here for free.
Is it true we almost saved $2 million for people out in this area last year?
It is true. It's a great service, and we're very glad to have it here.
We'll find a place for you if you want to volunteer. And just greeting people is a big thing for us, to make sure they're welcome and that we're going to do the best we can to save them tax dollars while they can use it and spend in our community.
Well, Bob, also I wanted to tell you about all the exercise classes that we have at night. You asked about kid programs. During the exercise classes, we have kids' activities, so the moms or dads can be in that, or grandmas, anybody can be in the exercise classes, and we'll be entertaining the kids for them.
What's this big thing, Rumba? What's all that about?
Zumba. Yeah, we have big Zumba classes. They're great big. We also have kickboxing and weight training, yoga, Tai Chi. We have a little bit of everything, and it's very reasonable cost, just $10 a month.
I want to thank you for everything you do, all your staff, all the folks that volunteer here, because this is one of the most used centers we have. We spent a lot of money here, but I think it's been well worth it.
Well, thank you, Bob, and we appreciate all your support and the council's support.
If you need more information, go to louisvilleky.gov, or you can call my office, 574-1114. Thank you so much, and we'll help you.
Recently, Councilman Jerry Miller held a town hall meeting to discuss projects in the 19th District, as well as changes caused by Metro Council redistricting. Let's listen in.
every time there's a decennial census, we have to redistrict. Well, the district that I represent, the 19th district, grew by 45%, which is the largest of any of the 26 districts, which is to say I had to give up more people to come back to the average, which is just shy of 29,000 citizens. We do have a lot of folks out here that would love to talk to you about any problem you have. So some of them are going to give a brief presentation and then retreat to their assigned table, and you can ask some very detailed questions.
The Department of Codes and Regulations is a fairly large and active department. We have 4 main divisions that really support the department. One is our permits, license, and enforcement branch. The second main part of our business is construction, permitting, and inspections program. Another main division is our property maintenance division. Right now we have somewhere in the order of 6,000 to 7,000 properties that we estimate are vacant or abandoned, and our mission is to really begin turning over the vacant properties. The last kind of leg that supports codes and regulations is planning and design services.
There is a segment of the Louisville Loop that's called the Middletown Eastwood Trail that goes from, as you can imagine, Middletown to Eastwood, or that will go from, those will be the termini. Some of the funding comes through KIPTA. Some of it is through the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. We have funding for the design of that whole section from Middletown to Eastwood. We have a master plan that was done in 2009. The next step is construction, and we do have construction funding for a segment. We also have funding to do a feasibility study to look at the bridge, the old US 60 bridge over Floyd's Fork, the old Shelbyville Road bridge. We would love to have the Louisville Loop path use that old bridge as to cross the creek.
We are building 20 miles of the Louisville Loop, stretching the length of our park. If you've noticed in Miles Park right now, or Miles Lakes, that first section is not underway right now. It's a concrete or asphalt surface, and that section should be open for general public use. We're thinking fall of next year, if not a little bit sooner based on construction. We are well underway, if you've been to Miles Lakes lately, with the first phase of construction of the parklands of Floyd's Fork. And this is the $115 million project that is, and unapologetically so, the largest public parks project in construction in the United States right now. It's a 4,000-acre park that stretches from right across the street on Shelbyville by Hollow Golf Course, which y'all know quite well, all the way down to its terminus right now, which is at Bardstown Road and Floyd's Fork as you leave Jefferson County and head to Mount Washington.
I do want to thank the Chief Riddle and Middletown Fire for allowing us to use this beautiful facility of theirs. LMPD is here. Sergeant Manier was doing the child ID, and thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you all for coming out.
Councilman Miller hosts 2 town hall meetings each year, as well as Java with Jerry multiple times each month. For information, visit www.jerryforyou.com. To learn more about your Metro Council, visit www.louisvilleky.gov. Thank you for your interest in your Metro Council. For City Files, I'm Ramey Brandstetter.
Ow.